Hi everyone, it's me, Cameron again, and you know, I'm in the Guinness one, and I've been thinking of something that I haven't used for a long time ago, ever since 2016, and not to mention maybe like 2017 as well, and that would have to be, and that would have to be my intros. Now, my intros, my intros were basically what I've been using my videos from last year, from the other year as well, but however they were almost forgotten. Some intros that I have, there's gonna be some intros that I'm reusing, there's some intros that I will reuse, and some other intros that I'm going to be cutting out on my channel. Some other ones I'll reuse some of my intros and cut the other ones out, because apparently they are not, which means they're probably the other intros that I'm going to be cutting out of my channel completely meaningless or completely, not very convincing. Because, they don't have to be my exclusive content in I don't know, like exclusive content intro I made, because apparently they were over the Play Store about something that's going on, apparently some event going on where stuff are on sale. But it doesn't matter anymore, so I'm cutting it out, so not to mention I'm in that GTA Grand Theft Auto San Andreas game that I used to play on my phone, and then used to play on my console, which means I'm cutting that intro for GTA San Andreas into one that's used for places that are like that found disturbing in the game on console and also on mobile as well. So yeah, so the GTA intros are getting cut out on my channel as well, because apparently apparently my phone doesn't have no storage space to run the game, doesn't have no storage space for my game, apparently. Because Grand Theft Auto San Andreas requiring a crap load of gigs of RAM in order to be installed. What I assume is 2 gigs, something like that. But I do think that it's probably like 2 gigs of storage to install, and it made my phone towards the one used up, so I'm gonna have to stick with stuff I have on my phone instead, which means no GTA on my phone, unfortunately. Maybe I will be able to play GTA, but not unless I have another phone. And the only phone that I probably would like to use for Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, a mobile version of the game, is going to have to be a phone, but not just any phone. Which means what I mean by another phone is mostly what I'm talking about is the chipset device. I mean with the, sorry. I guess like I thought I was going to cuss, but I only got to stop myself luckily. And the device that I'm talking about, it has to be a chipset device. And that would have to be the Snapdragon. The Snapdragon is also one of the most powerful phones, since Hello Neighbor mobile version, since Tiny Build released Hello Neighbor, the full release of the game. And now they're planning on making a mobile beta of Hello Neighbor for Android and iOS, because there's actually one video. Because there was a video intro, basically some gameplay footage of a mobile version of the game that was recorded on iPhone X mostly, which means iPhone X and other devices that have the right specs to run the game, and not to mention Android that has to be I suppose probably has to be a Snapdragon device, since I saw a lot of stuff, and I saw a lot of info about the phone, pretty much about Snapdragons. Which means, for some guys, you don't even know what a Snapdragon is. Just in case if you don't know what a Snapdragon phone is, let me explain it for the best way I can. a Snapdragon phone is mostly which is basically known for being a powerful phone, which is known to be a powerful phone basically, and mostly they had a lot of improvements to it, which means it's basically having its software having a lot of extra stuff, not to mention being combined with extra gigs of RAM storage, which means extra storage space, and not to mention the way how the camera for the Snapdragon works differently, because apparently, which means the Snapdragon is the cheapest device that has a lot more gigs of RAM, which is something that a phone is required to do to hell in beta, because due to the fact that all phones are pretty old and they probably don't have the right specs to run the game perfectly. And of course the intros I've been using for my videos. Apparently, recently you might have saw there. Some of you guys might have saw my intro from a long time ago. When I started making those Minecraft videos, and I started making so many Minecraft Pocket Edition videos, but however, it's different now, pretty much. So I'm probably gonna change the series name to basically, instead of having it as Pocket Edition, because since basically it ain't the mobile version, it ain't Pocket Edition anymore, because it's running into Bedrock Engine, which means I'm gonna start renaming my series. I'm gonna rename my series. The new name is known by Minecraft Bedrock Edition Let's Play Series, which would be a lot more explanatory, which means it would be very useful. And you may call it Pocket Edition if you want to, okay? Some people some people like to call it Bedrock Edition, some people like to call it Pocket Edition. It's just their thoughts. And which means I haven't used intros, so I'll be using my older intros I've been using a long time. Because the only app I use that I made intros with will have to be which if I'm right, it will have to be this app called Animoto Video Maker, and Animoto Video Maker is mostly a very good app. It's known as a very good app. You can make intros out of it, pretty much. Even you can merge copied versions of files that you made into one video. And if you copy, and then you can make an intro with music and stuff, and you can add video, and you can add it in, and you can make the video and make the intros and outro, and merge them together. But it depends on how big your video is, pretty much. Which means, since my videos sometimes I upload longer than 5 minutes or 5 minutes at least or something like that, 5 minutes or less, my videos will take a long time to merge together, because I record videos, sometimes I will record videos that are a lot longer than 5 minutes or 10 minutes, beyond that point basically, which is still pretty good. Mostly it's really a decent amount of minutes, pretty much, where it makes it a lot longer, which is better. Which is a lot better. A series that lasts that longer, that lasts like a series or a movie that lasts twice as long than an ordinary movie, does sound a lot much better, in my opinion, because it does make it a lot more entertaining, mostly. Which means, in my Let's Play series, I've been working on for so long, and I don't think so. Fortunately, I'm gonna make a reboot to my Minecraft Let's Play series for the mobile port of Minecraft, which is basically now known as Minecraft now, pretty much. And unfortunately, But unfortunately, it's whether and I'm probably officially gonna have to cancel my Let's Play series because apparently it was a very good series though. It was a good series, but since I had no idea, I don't have any ideas for it, and my phone doesn't have the storage space, so unfortunately it's not gonna happen. So yeah, my intros are gonna be coming back. So I'll bring some intros that I might bring back, and there's some intros that I might bring back, and some that I might cut out on my channel. So that's all I'm gonna tell you. So my intros are gonna be coming back. Not sure when, but once I get the app, I'm gonna merge the stuff and have my YouTube intros back like they were a long time ago. So that's all I'm gonna tell you. Just be sure to give this a like and probably give at least just 5 likes to this channel and a subscribe, and that'll be okay. Okay. So just give it at least 5 likes and subscribe if you want to. Okay. And if you don't want to, that's okay. If you don't want to subscribe, that's perfectly fine. Just try to be very honest in the comments, okay? Just if you want to tell me something in the comment section, just be honest and try to just be honest and always tell the truth, okay? Just be very honest with what you're saying in your opinion. And so that's all, and have a nice day.